Little sippy sip. Today I'm gonna be showing you some pre-bends, because one of you said that they are finding it difficult, and that's in context of Another Brick in the Wall solo. Now I can't think off the top of my head where there's pre-bends in the Another Brick in the Wall solo, so I'll show it to you here on the 12th fret of the 3rd string. So oftentimes pre-bends will be, for example, one note high, right? So try to remember the tone that's above, right? And bend until you reach that tone, so that you achieve this sound. So 2 frets higher, or 1 fret higher. And the thing is, I am doing it now, but I can assure you when I first started doing bends and pre-bends, I wouldn't have been able to, right? So it's a little bit of finger memory and practice is involved in learning how to pre-bend, and muscle memory is what I was trying to say. So yeah, your hand needs to have remembered how much to move, right? So that's why we're also using this motion to the bend, right? The motion from the hand as opposed to a finger push, because the finger push, as I said before, is unreliable. Sometimes your hand is well rested and you can push very easily very far. Sometimes your hand is tired and it's much harder to push far. But this motion, even if your fingers hurt, is the same motion in a part of your body that doesn't hurt and is not going to get tired from playing the guitar. So you'll be able to rely on your internal feel about how far up to go to pre-bend. So yeah, a good exercise to do for that is exactly what I just showed you. So go a fret higher to the note where you're gonna be bending and aim for that note, or even go up and then try to bend again to that note and try to rely on your feel. See, now I went too far. And then do the same with 2 frets distance, so a full tone. So, right? That was a bit lower. But yeah, you get the gist of it, right? Try this then on the next string as well, because it will... Coffee. Thanks for the coffee, Renton, and thanks for making me one also. That's what I wanted to say about pre-bends. So try that on the 12th fret, and on the 3rd string. Try it on the 2nd string. Because of course the 2nd string is a little thinner, but then the motion of the wrist is the same, but then the feeling in the hand is a little different. So try it on different places of the neck as well, because for example, the closer you are here to the nut, the harder it is to bend, right? Because the string has more resistance, because it's being held in one spot here, whereas here on the 12th fret, as that's the middle of the whole string, it's the loosest, so it's easiest to bend right there. So that's why I'm telling you to start from there, but then try going lower, right? And then start with the pre-bend. And then the next string. And the next string. And all that sort of stuff you can do as an exercise, or follow along any scale that you know as well. And you can bend to each of the notes. So for example, if we're getting the E minor scale, so we have E, then the next note, it's F sharp. So, and then we go to D, then we need an E, then we go to C, then to B. Oop. See, that's a semitone. So you need to do a smaller bend. need some more coffee. Need to keep my stuff together. Okay, so we don't have a G sharp, we have a G in E minor, of course. And then F sharp. And yeah, go along the scales on all your strings, or just the scale along one set of strings. So I'll be showing you the pentatonic scale in a bit and some exercises with that, just basic things. So let's grab that in B, for example, because then it's not around the 12th fret. Right? Then you do that motion. Right? So you do... So to this note. So then you start. And then the next note with the first finger. I'm sure you've seen that a lot. So then we do. And then further along, we have the little finger and the first. And then you do that again backwards for the pre-bend. So yeah, it's down to playing it a lot, bends on different strings, and down to a lot of patience, because you really need that in order to just have the tenacity to play through it over and over again and then get used to it. So yeah, I hope that was helpful as information on pre-bends. Let me know if you have any further questions. I wanted to show another thing that one of you asked me to do, which is exactly the minor pentatonic stuff. So they asked me, how do you learn to play fast? I'll again grab the minor pentatonic position 1 in B. So we have 7th fret, 10th fret, 7th, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 10, 7, 9, and backwards. What did I say? 7, 10, 7, 10, and then backwards. 10, 7, 10, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 10, 7. Okay, so then what we do is we put the metronome on a slow speed, and you can do this exercise with any scale that you're learning as well, and that will make sure that you are able to play that scale in whatever rhythm you want. Take that scale and we start it slowly. You can start it at 66. Let's do it at 66, just quarter notes, right? So we start and we just play it with the metronome. And backwards. Oops. And then you play it until you get it correctly 5 times in a row. That way you know that you have it. I mean, 5 times in a row without any repeating mistakes. Because if it's like what just happened, which is just a human mistake, that's fine. So don't worry about that. But if you see that you're making the same mistake, then practice until you get it right 5 times in a row. Then you'll know that you have made a habit to play it correctly. After 66, try it at 72. Again, the same thing. And try to play it with alternate picking, so down, up, right? Then play that at 80. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, up, down, up, down, up. So for a lot of you this might be easy. For some of you this might be something completely different. Okay, 88. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, that technique about getting it right 5 times in a row, I first heard from Nita Strauss, Alice Cooper's guitarist, current guitarist. one of them, sorry. And then I heard it also from Alexandra Zerner. So it's two virtuoso guitarists who share that 5 rule. So I think it's worth trying out. Then they're amazing at speed for sure. So it's worth listening to their advice on that. Let's try that at 96. So yeah, follow these speeds. Then at 104, 1, 2, 3, 4. Backwards. Then at 112, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then at 120, and that's the last speed. You don't need to get it any faster. 2, 3, 4. Because you don't need to get it any faster, because now we'll slow right down to 60, so half that, and we'll do 8 notes, so 2 notes per beat. 1, 2, 3. Now we'll repeat each note twice. Sorry, I forgot to say. 3, 4. So it's gonna be this. And backwards also. And then you do that at 66 and at 72 as well. Again, the same thing, right? So that's at 72. And backwards also. Okay, so I won't play through all the speeds now because it's going to take up a lot of time and I won't be able to show you the whole exercise. So the other thing is you then play this in 8ths, but now you don't repeat each note, so it's gonna be... Oh yes, and the speeds you can start at 60 and get it to 72, 80, 88, whatever you want. But that speed range is enough. It's okay, so 72. So we do 2 notes per beat, but like this. Then we do a swung 8th rhythm. First with repeated notes. And then you do the same rhythm without repeated notes. So it's gonna be... And of course, don't feel the need to do all these rhythms in the same day. Just do them as and when you feel comfortable to move on to something faster. Okay, so now the next thing, which is quite hard usually for most people, is the triplet rhythm. So the triplet rhythm we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So first we're gonna repeat each note 3 times, and then we're gonna play it with other repetitions. So now with the repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is oftentimes tricky because with alternate picking we start each note with a down, then an up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up. But then we do this same rhythm without repeating the note, so it happens like this. And then Once that is comfortable, what you do is you do 16th notes. So that's 4 notes per beat. So 2, 3, 4. And then, again, you do it just notes in a row without repetitions. So, 2, 3, 4. And then what you do is swing 16th notes. So again, first note a bit longer, second note a bit shorter, third longer, fourth shorter. So it's 2, 3, 4. And then again without the repetitions, so each note once, so it sounds like this. And again, sorry, I'm playing all of these at 72, but you can start at a slower speed and then build your way up to 72 or faster if you want to. You don't really need to go much faster, because then with each rhythm we are getting faster with the rhythm itself. It kind of catches up with the speeds. So start at 56, 60 and aim for 72, and roughly just practice in that range for sure. And yeah, okay, let me show you the ones without the repetitions. Swing 16s. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. And then you can do quintuplets, which is 5 notes per beat. So 1 2 1 2 3, taka taka ta, 1 2 1 2 3, 1 2 1 2 3, 2. And the hard thing about this is again that it's not an even rhythm. So we start with the first note with a down, and the next one with an up, and so forth. Now this rhythm is not too commonly seen in general for music. So if you're not too interested in developing your rhythm work, which I mean I can't encourage that, to be honest, but if you really don't want to, you don't have to do it. But I'd highly encourage that you practice quintuplets as well, because then that will give you more creative freedom, the freedom to play whatever you want, whenever you meet it. And instead of finding a cool solo that's rhythmically challenging and then all of a sudden, oh, this rhythm I've never played before is in it, and then it becomes 10 times as hard, because then it's going to be at a much faster speed and all that. So I encourage you to play harder rhythms from the start. So that's why I'm showing you quintuplets as well. So 1 2 1 2 3, 1 2 1 2 3, taka taka ta taka taka ta. And then without the repetition, so it's 1 2 1 2 3, taka taka ta taka taka ta taka taka ta. And that's it at 72. And our time has unfortunately run out. But what you can do further is you can do sextuplets, so that's 6 notes per beat. Septuplets, that's 7 notes per beat. 30 seconds, which is 8 notes per beat. Now 8 notes per beat you might even find easier than the quintuplets or the septuplets. Now once you have mastered the triplets though, the sextuplets won't be too difficult. So definitely give the sextuplets a go, because they are used a lot, like all these phrases. Hi hon.
Hello. Thought we'd join at the last minute.
Okay.
That's what I do, isn't it?
I guess, is it?
Sometimes.
Okay, but the sextuplets is something that's used a lot. Like if you think about, we've been doing in B, so. Or faster. But yeah, so that rhythm of 3 and of 6 is used a lot in all genres, not just bluesy stuff that I just played. So I encourage you to play those tuplets for sure, and the others if you can. 30 seconds, so 8 notes per beat is something that you should definitely do afterwards. Then you can do non-tuplets of 9 and decatuplets, I think, in English, for 10. Little by little, climb it. Now I've given you something that took me 2-3 years to do. So don't feel the urge to sit down today and do all of it in one sitting, unless you're very advanced and you're able to do that. If you find yourself getting frustrated at yourself, however, and you want to keep going, try to take a deep breath, because actually when you get frustrated, once again that instinct of fight or flight gets activated, and then you start getting tensed up, and therefore you start playing slower and worse. So when you get frustrated, try to calm down a bit, or just take a deep breath to signal your nervous system that you're not getting tensed up from fighting a bear or running for your life. I hope you found this useful. So I hope you are having a great weekend.